DJ's True Crime 2026. Turn the lights down low, let the darkness mix. Midnight whispers on an old back road. Every secret's got a story untold. Cold case files and a smoking gun. Truth runs deep where the shadows run. Footsteps echo in an empty hall. Somebody's watching from behind the wall. Red string tied to a photograph. Broken clocks in a shattered past. Every clue's just one more fix. Welcome to 2026. DJ's True Crime 2026. Twisted tales and dangerous tricks. Every lie's got a heavy price. Roll the tape, let's roll the dice. Heartbeat racing, ticking ticks. Truth cuts deep like sharpened sticks. If you're brave, come take your fix. DJ's True Crime 2026. Headlines screaming in black and white. City sirens in the dead of night. Coffee cold on a cluttered desk. One more name on the suspect list. Footprints fade in the falling rain. Every witness recalls the same. A fleeting face, a shadowed mix. Another mystery in 26. Maps on the wall with pins stuck in. Where do we start and where's it end? Truth don't sleep and neither do I. Chasing ghosts that never die. DJ's True Crime 2026. Secrets buried in the politics. Truth is sharper than it looks. Hidden deep between the books. Turn it up, let the story stick. Every twist hits hard and quick. Stay tuned for the final fix. DJ's True Crime 2026. In the midnight city where the neon lights glow, DJ's on the mic and the whole world knows. From the streets to the sky where the blue flames fly, we ride together strong, never asking why. Hear the beat of the drums like a dragon's roar. Every step we take makes the crowd want more. Through the fire and the night, we stand as one. When the music hits hard, that's when we run. We are DJ's Blue Dragon Squad, rising through the night, breathing blue fire, burning bright in the light. Hear the crowd scream loud when the bass drops hard. Stand up, stand proud for the Blue Dragon Squad. And the sound where the legends grow. Every beat we drop makes the whole place glow. From the underground vibes to the main stage flame. Blue dragons flying high in the game. Hear the thunder roll when the speakers pound. Feel the energy shaking the ground. Every soul in the room feels the spark ignite. Blue dragons rising in the night. We are DJ's Blue Dragon Squad, rising through the night, breathing blue fire, burning bright in the light. Hear the crowd scream loud when the bass drops hard. Stand up, stand proud for the Blue Dragon Squad. Dragon Squad. No fear, no change, just the rhythm we ride. Blue flames in our hearts, got the squad by our side. When the night falls down and the music's loud, you'll hear the roar of the dragon crowd. We are DJ's Blue Dragon Squad. Hear the legend call. Blue fire rising as the shadows fall. Hands in the air while the beat hits hard. Forever we ride. Blue Dragon Squad.
Sweet boy Sebastian, where are you? The stars stayed up all night waiting too. The next morning your mama came up. You weren't there, your room was empty. Sweet boy Sebastian, where'd you go? Room was still left the same as it was. The whole world has been searching, but there was no evidence of where you went. The wind whistles softly in the night and morning. It hums your name and hums the song of I am the tiger. It's so quiet without your laughter and smile. Life gets harder and harder every day. Sweet boy Sebastian, where have you gone? Everyone has searched through forests and water and near your house with no sighting or sin. If you're hiding, come out and come back. Sebastian, your dad is worried, and so is the whole wide world. Sebastian, where are you? Please show us signs wherever you may be. We are your army, sweet boy Sebastian, so please come home. So please.
Hello, can everyone hear me? Put a thumbs up or a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me. Jacob, I will let you up. We're just going to talk today in chat about as you can see, my title of the stream is Katie Proudfoot's Friends. And my thumbnail is Katie's Friends. Who are they? Well, I don't know who they are. But why is it when Katie and Sebastian were at Texas Roadhouse and she was looking all over the restaurant, it doesn't make sense. Who is she looking for around there? Jacob, unmute yourself.
Hello there.
You can talk with us. Now unmute yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what doesn't make sense is why was she looking all over the restaurant instead of just paying attention to her son and talking with her son and just enjoying her night out? What was so important that she had to look around the whole entire restaurant? In my opinion, there was friends there and Christopher Proudfoot's family. And then the 3 a.m. flashlights. The night, aka morning, that Sebastian disappeared. And the taking the trash out. Who was it that took the trash out? Was it one of KP's friends? Or was it KP? Was it Sebastian? I don't know. None of this makes any sense. Where is Sebastian, Katie? And Chris? Sebastian needs justice. He needs to be brought home, whether he's alive, whether he's not. He needs to be brought home. And if he's not with us, then he needs to be brought to his final resting place. Jacob, what is your take on all of this?
Crazy.
Crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like CP's words, Sebastian went poof right off the front porch. Sebastian isn't a ninja. He didn't step foot on the front porch. Dogs would have smelt Sebastian's scent if Sebastian would have stepped foot on the front porch. Which he didn't. In my opinion, and allegedly. The fact that Sebastian did not like to go outside barefooted says that he did not leave on his own barefooted, especially with the fire ant incident that Seth had spoken about. I'm going to share a picture with you guys. This right here, this picture, was the last picture taken at Texas Roadhouse. This picture right here. That says a lot. So where did Katie leave to go after Texas Roadhouse? In my opinion, she did not go straight home. She either met up with someone or she met people back at the house and had people come and pick Sebastian up, in my opinion. Who knows? Sebastian, we all know, has high functioning autism. The way his mom and stepdad talks about Sebastian, we know Sebastian is smarter than they share than what they share with us. We know he's very intelligent. People with autism are very smart. Especially with Katie driving down the road looking for Sebastian with her windows up and driving pretty fast down the road, apparently searching for Sebastian. That's not searching for Sebastian. I look better for my mom's dog that runs away better than Katie does looking for her kid. Make that make sense. Why is it that the stories that Katie and Chris are putting out there keeps on changing and changing day after day? In my opinion, Katie probably has some friends that are part of the law enforcement. That's my opinion. And that's how come they're not doing much of anything. It's very sad. I just don't know what to think about all of this. Does she have other people involved by it and not just Sebastian? Um, Willow's true crime. I haven't heard anything about it, so I don't think so. Welcome in, by the way. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I don't think the two of them has been on anyone's panel in a while. But Mob Crew has put out some pretty good streams. Which today is just a talking stream for my channel today. Just talking about the case, about what's going on with Sebastian's case, and about what we know so far. I think, in my opinion, CP and KP are hiding as much as they can, hiding as much evidence as they can without getting caught. And I hope you're well, Willow's true crime. Also, for those in the bushes, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and also share my channel out into the YouTube algorithm. But my take on all of this is, if some of Katie's friends are involved, who are those friends? That's what I would like to know. Who are those friends that are involved? Are some of these people being paid to hide what's going on that Katie and Christopher knows? Or Are they being threatened not to say anything? Who knows? No one knows. But the FBI needs to get a handle on this case. It's going on too long. Justice needs to be served for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. His dad needs the closure. Seth needs that closure. I just hope Sebastian can be found. Did he get put in some type of specialized home somewhere? I don't know. He could have. Could he have put did they put him in some home where he's only allowed contact with certain individuals and not others? I don't know. Possibly. It's quite sad. Like, why is it that two out of the three parents are acting like they're innocent and have nothing to do with any of this, but yet Sebastian's father, Seth, is doing everything he can to find his only son? Those who are not guilty don't hide out, in my opinion. Seth is not guilty. He is innocent in my opinion. The other two, they need to be put in silver bracelets and taken and questioned hard. I do wanna search. I do want to play a video. Just hang on. Let's watch this one. If one of my mods can drop a link for the mob, that would be very much appreciated.
captured on surveillance. This light was coming from a small historic cemetery just beyond the construction site, but this discovery was only the beginning. I would find so much more suspicious activity going at the cemetery, including multiple vehicles seen driving around the same night. But this didn't only happen the night before Rogers went missing. This same suspicious activity was spotted again the next night, the same night Sebastian Rogers disappeared. This sparked us to conduct our control tests to figure out what was this light, where it was coming from, and how it connected to Rogers' disappearance. And what we found will absolutely shock you.
Come down to where I'm sitting right here. So watch this. Of course,
So
with my lights off.
Watch what happens in the video.
You can't see anything. If I turn my lights on, I can see just graves and grass. But imagine for a moment that somebody was there and said, hey, I can't see. Turn your high beams on. Of course, it opens up the whole area. I see more. And what do I see? The monument. And they're telling me they can see it on the camera, just like the footage we've been looking at. Boom!
Sebastian Rogers was last physically seen on camera leaving the Texas Roadhouse with his mother Katie Proudfoot on Feb 25th.
Watch.
What?
There is Sebastian, and Katie's on the other side. Remember, Sebastian and Katie are wearing the same exact shoes. And in Texas Roadhouse, they were walking very similar. So in my opinion, was KK walking like him to pretend to be him? Just wondering.
Whether he actually made it home that night is highly debated, but what I have recently discovered on surveillance from a nearby camera in Rogers' neighborhood could hold the answers to what may have happened to Sebastian Rogers. Sebastian Rogers' home is located here. The surveillance camera that captured the suspicious activity is located approximately here, with two cameras pointed towards the east, overlooking the construction site and further. The suspicious activity seen on these cameras took place here at this cemetery and also school. Just after this suspicious light illuminates for approximately 6 minutes, a little before 3:30 a.m. At 3:32, a headlight of a vehicle can be seen moving south in the cemetery. This would not be the only vehicle seen that night. Another vehicle is seen at 3:45, and just 4 minutes later, another headlight is seen at 3:49. Although there is two cameras that overlook the entrance to the church and cemetery, as of now, there is no sign of these vehicles seen, entering or exiting, the only main entrance to the south. On the night Sebastian Rogers disappeared, the suspicious light can be seen again at around 3:40 a.m. It is illuminated for around 6 minutes.
There's the suspicious light. Right here and right here where the circle is.
Just like on the 25th. Then after it's done being illuminated, minutes later, multiple vehicles can be seen driving in the cemetery and at the school. Once again, more suspicious activity the night Rogers went missing. So what is the object that is being illuminated for around 6 minutes on the 25th and 26th, and how could it be connected to Sebastian Rogers' disappearance? Here is a daytime shot from the surveillance camera where you can see the construction site. It is also overlaid with the nighttime shot of the suspicious light source. You can see how the suspicious light is just beyond the construction site in the cemetery. As Silver's on the scene, drives through the cemetery, you can see that the construction site is to his left. As he continues north, he is now in the middle of the cemetery, approaching a loop. As he turns right, you will notice what they call lumber. This object is made out of highly reflective material, like concrete, granite, and marble. This memorial also sits at a slight tilt when viewing from the east, just like the object seen in the surveillance footage. Notice both objects are rectangular in shape. As you can see here, this memorial has no artificial lighting, not in the front or the back, so whatever caused this to be illuminated at 3 a.m. on the 25th and 26th had to have come from another light source, but what? The obvious answer would be headlights from a vehicle, but what we discovered about this answer would prove to be quite disturbing and shocking.
My mom showed me this little pen she's been using. Now her toes look brand new. Introducing
time, where you can see the memorial to the right, and in the yellow box is where we see headlights from a vehicle.
Jacob!
But what's interesting is the fact that the vehicle seen at 3.
Yes.
Excuse me, alien boy?
Oh yeah. You like it?
That's how come I was confused. I was wondering who Dan was saying hi to when he said, "Hi, alien boy."
Ah.
And Jacob, you are weird. Well, thank you for saying the name. I was kind of confused, Dan.
45 a.m. has its headlights facing west on a part of the road that goes north and south. Also, this vehicle appears to be in the middle of the loop on the west end of the cemetery in this location. Shown here is the exact location the headlights were seen. Notice how the road isn't very wide. I also figured out that the headlights captured at 3:45 and 3:49 a.m. are at two different heights seen here. Notice when putting a static line in same spot, one light is higher up than the other one, meaning there were at least two different vehicles driving around the cemetery on the night before Sebastian Rogers disappeared on the 25th. So what were they doing and how did the memorial site light up?
There it is. What do you see now?
During the control tests, Silvers on the scene and others tried many different things to illuminate the memorial in the same way we saw it on surveillance. But every test, including driving next to it, parking near it, using headlights and other objects such as flashlights, just would not create that same illumination effect until on day 2, Silvers on the scene did this.
Okay, to document where I'm at, come in the cemetery this way, go around, it loops around. I took the turn right here and
During Silver's control test, he parked on the west end, in the middle of the loop, seen here on this map. He had turned his car towards...
So the car was coming from around here somewhere. No, right here. I think I could see the light. So around here.
the memorial. When doing this, he figured he would try and turn on his high beams as nothing so far had worked up to this point. Upon doing this, he illuminated the memorial just as it was seen in the surveillance. Here was his reaction.
Okay, to document where I'm at, come in the cemetery this way, go around, it loops around. I took the turn right here and I've come down to where I'm sitting right here. So watch this. Of course, with my lights off, you can't see anything. If I turn my lights on, I can see just graves and grass. But imagine for a moment that somebody was there and said, hey, I can't see. Turn your high beams on. Of course, it opens up the whole area. I see more. And what do I see? The monument. And they're telling me they can see it on the camera, just like the footage we've been looking at. Boom!
This spot Silvers is sitting at is the same spot where the two vehicles seen on the 25th were exactly positioned. And what's even more crazy is the fact that one of the vehicles at 3:45 a.m. appeared to have come out of the gravesite in that same spot Silvers was parked, as if they had been backed in, then pulled out and turned south. Before we put all the pieces together, let's go over the night of the 26th. Sometime around 3:10 a.m., the suspicious flashlights in Rogers' neighborhood are seen along with an unknown vehicle doing a three-point turn. Not long after, activity at the cemetery begins to happen, where we see the memorial light up again for 6 minutes. During this same time, we then see a vehicle at the school near the stadium, first heading north at 3:47 a.m., near the same time the memorial is just beginning to fade out, seen here in this overhead view.
Okay, so the car was going down this way. So it must have been driving, it must have taken an off-road route to the gravesite, to the graveyard.
Moments later, we then see that same vehicle head south at 3:49, just minutes after the memorial is no longer illuminated. Then literally 2 minutes later, we see another vehicle heading south, leaving the cemetery at 3:51. We first see this vehicle in the cemetery located here in this overhead view. Then a few moments later, we can see it exiting the church parking lot at 3:53 a.m. This vehicle was seen on 2 different cameras exiting the church and cemetery. Keep in mind, this is the only time we have seen a vehicle enter or exit the church and cemetery around this time frame on 25th and 26th. Now, what are the chances that 2 different vehicles would be seen exiting the cemetery and school 2 minutes apart at around 4 a.m. in the morning the night Sebastian Rogers disappeared? So how do these puzzle pieces all fit together? First, we have to look at where the suspicious vehicles were seen on the 25th. Just after the memorial is lit up for 6 minutes, we see a vehicle leave heading south at 3:32 a.m. It's possible this vehicle was the one to use its high beams to illuminate the gravesite as it was positioned east in the middle of the loop here, and in the process accidentally illuminate the memorial, perhaps using its lights to illuminate an area to prepare a hole or a grave. Then this vehicle leaves.
In my opinion, Dan, the vehicle, in my opinion, was Christopher Proudfoots. That's what I'm thinking.
Then a vehicle parks in the same area, but this time backs up into the gravesite, perhaps to haul some dirt or something else nefarious. Then when pulling forward to turn south, we see 2 headlights. Unlike the other lights we see, it's clear there is 2 balls of light, meaning this vehicle is likely facing west, in an area it shouldn't be unless it was backed in. This vehicle then goes south around the loop. As you can clearly see, there was at least 2 different vehicles on the 25th shown here, with the different headlight heights. Also, you can see that 4 minutes later, another vehicle, likely a truck, was seen moving south. But what's interesting is the way the light gets distorted upwards. Here, take a closer look.
Guys, you see this? This is going to replace the entire cleaning aisle at Walmart in the next 6
Notice how the headlight ramps up behind the tree, as if it was getting elevated. We believe it's possible that when exiting west out of the gravesite, it hit this bank next to the private drive seen here in this photo. Whatever caused this light to distort like this was caused by something extreme. The other major thing to note is there is no sign of any vehicles entering or exiting the cemetery or church on the 25th. There are only 2 entrances, the main one off Long Hollow Pike, and the only other one is off Ward Lane to the north, but it is fenced in and has a gate with a lock. It appears these vehicles likely entered off Ward Lane, or somewhere off-road, like between school and cemetery. This also adds to the mounting evidence of nefarious activities. On the early morning of the 26th, when Sebastian Rogers allegedly went missing, you have the mysterious 3 a.m. lights going on next to his home. Then 20 minutes later, activity at the cemetery begins to happen. What are the odds of that in true crime? I believe they could have been preparing the night before.
Dan, maybe, but it depends.
4 of the 25th at the cemetery, perhaps getting a hole or even a fresh grave ready one night before. Then on the early morning of the 26th, the parties responsible for Roger's disappearance move him to the cemetery with things all ready from night before. This would make sense as to why the timeline and order of events lines up with what we've seen in this overhead view. The other disturbing thing to note is the fact that at least one person was buried at this cemetery around this particular area, shown here, sometime before Sebastian Rogers went missing. If true, this clearly shows signs of premeditation and a well thought out plan to hide evidence and/or Sebastian Rogers. I was able to figure out which vehicle was at the cemetery and which vehicle was at the school. I did this by noticing that one vehicle blocks a street light near the cemetery shown here, meaning it's closer at the cemetery. Notice that the vehicle at the cemetery has white headlights, while the vehicle at the school has more reddish amber lights and does not block the street light at cemetery shown here, meaning it is further away, at school parking lot, most likely near the stadium. It's also possible that this was two vehicles moving Sebastian from one vehicle to another to transport him somewhere else. Then just after they allegedly moved Rogers to the cemetery, we see that not only is there a vehicle at the cemetery leaving, but we also see a vehicle entering and exiting the school, literally 2 minutes apart from each other. I believe this car at the school could have been scouting and been looking out for anyone walking around the stadium or school, while the other parties and vehicle are seen at the cemetery, eventually leaving parallel to each other. Before I share any more information and final theories, I just want to mention that different law enforcement agencies and the church themselves have been notified about these suspicious lights and activities and what happened at this cemetery. So please do not call the church or law enforcement about this video, as this has been tipped in and they have been made aware about this possible lead. I also know that many have discovered that one or more persons were buried at this cemetery around the time of when Sebastian Rogers went missing, and we are aware of this. It is disturbing to think that there is a possibility that this could be all connected to Roger's disappearance. I also want to thank Silvers on the scene and the team that helped behind the scenes doing the control tests, as this was a huge help in figuring out what may have been going on that night Rogers disappeared. Also keep in mind, we are aware of the dirt mounds that were scattered around the cemetery, as some of those have been searched by Silvers himself. We are now waiting for law enforcement and other agencies to hopefully take this huge tip and do the right thing by following up and clearing this potential lead. Please share your comments down below, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and thank you so much for watching.
Fantastic. Okay, going back on.
Now. Sebastian Rogers, why here? Cemetery light test. What we uncovered gone. 669 days. Is he here? Let's watch this one. Silver's on the scene. If one of my mods can please drop Silver's on the scene link in chat, that would be very much appreciated.
Oh. Hello there.
Sorry, I fell in a pothole. I don't know what happened. Jacob, it was very dark inside the pothole.
That's sad.
Can one of my mods drop Silvers on the Scenes link in chat? That would be very much appreciated.
I wanted to just introduce this video with myself so you can see me. We're about to jump into everything, and then I'm going to remove myself out of the way because we're here for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. What we're going to discuss in this video is keeping his awareness alive and cemetery lights 400 yards from his home. What was going on the night before and the night of him missing 669 days ago, gone from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee. You will see in this video footage from the test we did recently in the cemetery. All right, so I wanted to see you, see my face. We'll jump right into the video. We'll watch the video. We'll discuss it. And I also want to say straight to the camera this. I've said this many, many times. Thank you for all of your comments and your emails, tips and ideas and thoughts to get us all thinking, where is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers? Say his name, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And I've said more than once, it's going to take us all to bring him home. So let me thank
Linda, I got it.
The mob crew, Chris with the mob crew. Let me thank the volunteer, the local volunteer. She knows who she is. The three of us coming together. The three of us coming together. We will describe how that happened, which will lead to these tests. And I'll also want to thank the other volunteer who I met for the first time, the last time I was in Hendersonville, who tremendously helped us as well. What you're going to see is footage and hear audio from that night as we did our test. And I couldn't have done it alone. Silvers too, as she's been right there helping as well. Thanking her as well. So Chris with the mob crew, volunteer, local, new volunteer we just met. We had another person, as you can see in my search video, who showed up. Thank you as well. You all know who you are. And I just want to say this to the camera. Thank you. Chris, your work, mob crew, it's just amazing. It led us to the cemetery.
Yes, shout out.
And then we're going to tell what we discovered as we were there, and then throw you directly into what we saw as we did the test. So I just want to do that. Facing the camera, now we're going to jump in and hit it. Because Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, say his name, is still missing. Hopefully, what you're going to see in this video will help us find him and bring him home. Let's go. Thank you to all of you. Really mean this. It takes us all. It will take us all to find Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Here we go. We need to keep his awareness alive so we can find him. Have you seen me? Sebastian, if you're hearing this, walk up to someone, tell them your name, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, and get help. If you see Sebastian, if you think you see Sebastian, call 911. Let's bring him home. So we got to keep his awareness alive, share the flyer so we can find him and get justice for him. Hopefully what you are about to see, as I mentioned in the intro, will help us find him. Okay? So what we're going to do So we're going to take a look at the test footage from Saturday, December 6th, Hendersonville, Tennessee, in the cemetery, approximately 400 yards from Sebastian's home. You have his home neighborhood. You have the new neighborhood where the homes are up now. 669 days later, 1 year, 9 months, 4 weeks, and 2 days later. And then you have the cemetery that you're seeing here in this photo.
The cemetery is over here. And I think there's some on this side, but I'm not completely sure.
And then you have his high school. That's how it's laid out, going from his neighborhood east. So when you're where my car is at this point, you're around 400 or so yards, approximately, from his home. That is 4 football fields, okay? 100 yards, 3 feet per yard, it's 300 feet. 4 of those, you're looking at around 1,200 feet. A mile is 5,280 feet, so under a half a mile from his home. So what are we about to see? As I mentioned in the intro, thank you to the mob crew. Thank you to the local volunteer who's been helping me. We were introduced back in May of this year. Thank you to the other 2 that came out. One we met on site that day. The other one who helped with this test. What you're going to see here and how we do this, as I drive through the cemetery, trying to put my lights on the columbrium. All right, so let's give reference here. Let me throw up this right here. Hold on one second. Okay, so this looks familiar. It should. This is from the mob crew, Chris with the mob crew. And as we look at this, what we're looking at is right here. This is what Chris is calling the North Star. And as he's mentioned in his videos, this is no longer there. Okay? But we're trying to make this happen. This light up, if you will. So we'll play this and we'll see how Chris is zooming into it and how that's lit up. I believe he says 6 minutes. Why is that lit up?
See, there's a light over here. And there's a couple more lights over here.
5th, and then again on the night of the 26th, the day before Sebastian goes missing and the day of his disappearance. This right here. Okay, so when you take a look at that and you take a look at this, this is what we're looking at. Okay, this is what we're looking at right here. Columbrium. Go to the Mob Crew's channel. Have the link in the description to his channel, and you will see all the footage he's done. This is his footage here, where he is highlighting this right here. Our goal with these tests were to have 2 spotters. We had 2 spotters. Volunteer I've met since May. A new one we met that day. And we're there to recreate this light. Essentially, you have back here Sebastian's high school football field, the school lights here, church lights here, and then you have this gap between the 2, and we're in the cemetery. Here's the columbrium. So we're trying to recreate those lights. What I'm about to show you will show you that. Now, before we jump into that, let's also take a look at great video here of Chris Mob Crew again showing us this right here. And this was amazing when I saw this. What do you have in this circle? You have two headlights facing west. This footage is facing east. Sebastian's neighborhood, the new neighborhood, cemetery.
See, told you. Here's some lights here. And then here's two lights over here. I think these are the school lights.
How are these? We know the columbrium's down here. We were recreating that. You'll see that. We're going to that footage in just a moment. These lights here, the footage you'll see, as well as a photo I'm going to share, will...
Dan, in my opinion, I think they probably need to check again.
Will determine what we believe and what these lights are, two headlights, and why they are facing west. Okay? So, with all that, let's roll the footage. We're going to let it play in its entirety. You have two clips that are going to come together. The first one's going to show going by the columbrium, coming back by the columbrium, making the loop so you get an idea of the layout. And then you're going to see what we see as we take the loop and circle back around. Here we go.
Gosh,
There
that
it
is
is.
sad.
What do you see now?
I see what looks like a reflector on the bench, the base of the bench.
Can you tell like there's a car here? Do you see headlights or no?
I can see the car.
Okay, so what I did is I turned my wheels to where I'm almost off the road. It's so much easier to get that reflection coming in than it is where I'm at now. But here's what we're going to try. I'm going to go down, I'm going to turn around, I'm going to come back, and I'm going to come all the way around and do what we thought earlier that I was trying to do, but it wasn't dark enough.
I think that's important. And I would try to go to, like, right as you turn to come down this way. I think that's the critical point where you need to inch through there.
You got it. I agree. Those things have turned out to be pretty good, aren't they? Especially when you're this close to people, because they're just right up there somewhere. Oh, she said they were going to a party or something. We could just roam as much as we wanted to. It looks like their house is dark. See? Look, every time, I can get 2 or 3 different spots where it does it.
We can see your car.
Tell her I'm waving.
He's waving.
See the graveyard? And I think the school is around here, is over here.
Yeah, that was a tough one. This thing just drops off. It wouldn't have done that back then. It wasn't paid. Okay, so I took the turn up top, and now
Right there's the bed.
okay, I'm gonna send you a picture of what you just told me. I'm all over it. Here it comes.
When it check your cell phone. I'm sending it to you too, Aaron.
Excuse me, sir. How old were you when you made your first million?
What is this for?
We're trying to get advice for the younger generation.
I made my
We're done. I don't see anything else.
No.
And he knew the car was up on this road. He knew it. Hey, Chris. Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, I
It's
thought
absolute-
so. Thank you for the clarification. Yes, the school is where the lights was. The new construction was behind the tree line. Yeah, okay, so I was right then.
Amazing because I told you can't bring the car completely across the street. It's not wide enough, even for a small car. Angela's got a Honda Civic, and that wouldn't work. So I backed up in order to get my angle. So when I highlight that area, and I just said, let's try the bright lights. And as soon as I popped them on, you lost your mind. You're like, that's it, that's it, that's it. So I think we got what we need. What do you think?
I do too.
Okay, so we'll just park over here where we were parked earlier. We'll back in, and great job. See you in a few. See if I can do it before they get here. Okay, to document where I'm at.
I wonder, in my opinion, though, if they may have dug a hole somewhere near the school. Like somewhere very well near the school. A spot that they haven't checked out. That's what I'm wondering. Because if they didn't see anything in the graveyard, then there has, in my opinion, there has to be something in the school field somewhere. That's what I am wondering.
Come in the cemetery this way, go around, it loops around. I took the turn right here and I've come down to where I'm sitting right here. So watch this. Of course, when my light's off, you can't see anything. If I turn my lights on, I can see just graves and grass. But imagine for a moment that somebody was there and said, hey, I can't see. Turn your high beams on. Of course, it opens up the whole area. I see more. And what do I see? The monument. And they're telling me they can see it on the camera, just like the footage we've been looking at. Boom!
So what'd you think? What are your thoughts telling you? What you just witnessed, Silvers 2 and I in the car attempting to recreate what Chris from the mob crew is seeing from the video footage from a home in Sebastian Rogers' neighborhood. We had a couple of spotters set up trying to see and duplicate that light from the Columbrium with me using my car headlights. Still missing Sebastian Rogers. Say his name, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Let's keep his awareness alive. Let's discuss. So here is a still from that. Now, one thing I want to note before we get into what this may be, what we think we've discovered, I've got to do this. Disclaimer on the wall. The content in this video is intended for Informational purposes only. Everything you see in this video is alleged and in my opinion, not to be taken as fact. It is all my opinion. Please enjoy this video. Thank you for your support. That is big. Thank you for your support. This is also in my description on the video where we're about to go. Theories, allegations, my opinion of what we believe based on our test, what you just saw, and what we have other footage of seeing that, and you seeing it from my car, what we believe may have happened the night before Sebastian went missing and the night he went missing. Okay? Allegedly, you'll hear me say it, in my opinion, disclaimer on the wall. Okay, so one thing I want to note right off the bat, and I don't know if you caught it, you can go back, that video's there for you now, me looping around the entire cemetery. If you'll notice on the time, there's about a 20-minute difference, and the reason for that is we're doing one test, and then we're doing another test. The reason you're looking at what's on the screen now is I want to highlight this for you, okay? We're going to do a couple of things here, but let's take a look. Can you see how my lights almost have a yellow appearance?
See the yellow appearance? That's what he's talking about. The yellow appearance is... Do you guys see the yellow appearance he's talking about? From his headlights? Put a 1 in the chat if you guys can see the yellow appearance. Okay.
Okay, and you can see the dark sky and all that. This was at 7:15. It's actually, I think it was 6:15. The 7:15, and
there's more yellow appearance.
My time in Atlanta, and then here you have it 20 minutes later. But notice how brighter everything is, right? Notice how brighter everything is. We'll even go ahead in this video and right here. Okay, now watch what happens here.
$100,000 for first place. $1 million in total prizes. Canada's top trader.
Did you notice that? Let's take it back. Did you notice that? What do you think happens there? What is the difference in that brightness and then that not as bright? That is my bright lights. Okay. You'll hear me in the video mention as I sit here. Okay. I turned on my bright lights. Without my bright lights on, here is the columbium. The
Columbia is right here, is where he's pointing at.
Monument thing, structure that we were trying to illuminate. I could not even see it. If you go back here, I could not even see it. I could not. Now, I'm not at the exact same spot, but I'm very close. You can't even see it. Even if I move down further, you cannot see the columbium. So something told me, Silvers, flip your bright lights on. And as soon as I did it,
okay.
Well, you hear volunteers say, that's it, you got it. So look at this area. It's heavily lit. The road is right here. Okay? Now to the questions. What, on the night before Sebastian went missing, what
2 headlights.
was someone doing illuminating this columbium?
Nope. Here's
what
the
are
2
these
headlights
headlights doing facing this? 3:45 in the morning. Ladies and gentlemen, we know no matter where you are, no matter what time zone, somewhere around the hours of 2 a.m. to 4 a.m., I would say just about anywhere in the world, the whole world is asleep. That time zone is asleep. There's not much going on at 3 in the morning. What was someone doing at 3 in the morning in this cemetery, less than a half a mile, approximately 400 yards, 1,200 feet from Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers' home? What were they doing? What were they doing? Something else I want to point out when you look at this still frame from my video, you see the lights from the school. You see the dark area. Okay? So we go back to the dark area, the lights from the school. The dark area, the lights from the school. Do you see how that relates to where my car is sitting? Columbrium, lights from the school, dark area. Right? North Star's gone. Okay, so at this point, this is where you have to decide, what do you think is happening here? And before I go further, let me say this. Please, 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 no one contact the church. They have been contacted. Please, 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 no one go to this cemetery and disturb anything. I want to put that out there before I make my alleged thoughts and theory as to what may have happened here. Why were those cars here? We believe Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, not just recently, but for 669 days, 1 year, 9 months, 4 weeks, 2 days, may be right here. Allegedly, in our opinion, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, say his name, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, may be in this cemetery. Evidence of Sebastian.
But remember, you guys, allegedly they checked the cemetery and nothing was found. Let me read what you just said. In my opinion, exchange of clothing. So Sebastian's clothes from Texas Roadhouse, and that way it makes it look like he made it home, and given the clothes that they say he went to bed in my opinion. Yes. That could be a possibility in my opinion as well.
Wayne Drake Rogers may be in this cemetery. And this is where you ask the questions. You start with what happened in this cemetery the night before in the early morning hours, 3 a.m., 3:45 a.m., and the night he went missing, 3 a.m., 3:45 a.m., just after seeing the 3 a.m. quote-unquote flashlight video. What happened in this cemetery? Was an exchange made? Allegedly. Was evidence hidden? Allegedly. Was more than evidence hidden? Could Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers be here? Allegedly, in my opinion. What was a vehicle doing here?
Introducing Grammarly, like you've never.
That would have been my question as well. What was the vehicle doing in the cemetery?
When you take a look at this columbrium being lit, it is being lit from a vehicle's bright lights hitting it right here. because we cannot see it without the bright lights on, yet we can clearly see it with them on. And you hear from the spotter, from the volunteer, that's it. That's it. That's it. And her very next question, what are you looking at? Are we looking at where Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers could be and has been for 669 days? Just so you know,
there was more than one vehicle in the cemetery. Yes, I heard about that. There was more than one. I'm wondering who the second vehicle was. That's a question that I have.
someone was recently buried, laid to rest in peace, just a few days before Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers disappeared from his home in Hendersonville, Tennessee. Could he be here? Was the reason someone was there not only the night before?
Oh, there was 4. I'll have to do some research on that too. Thank you, Linda, for letting me know.
But the night of, to hide Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Allegedly, in my opinion. Now, before I move on, before we wrap this up, I want you to take note of some of these headstones here. And right here, you see how these don't have headstones. Now, I'm not 100.
Here, I'll point to where he was just showing. There's some sites here that have no headstones. If you see my cursor, tell me if you can see my cursor. Put a 1 in the chat. See, there's no headstones in some of these.
100% on this, but it tells me those were most likely newer graves. Here is a photo from a creator's video. You can see those headstones here, which are, let's keep his awareness alive, which are these headstones here. Take a look to the right. You will clearly see there are nothing. So when you go to the mob crew's 2 headlights, ladies and gentlemen, we'll give you a theory. Allegedly, in my opinion, you see it's not paved. There's no lip like my car went off. Did a car drive through here, stop about here, back themselves into this area, and as they back themselves into this area, there's a rise, there's a hill as they back.
Wait, let me read that. 1 was a scout at the school, 1 was a scout enclosed to the tree line and construction site, and 2 in the cemetery, allegedly. Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I didn't know that. So thank you for also telling me that.
Themselves into this area. Did we see this? 345. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not picking up where I'm at, this area, if I'm standing right here, I face this way to his school, I face this way to his house or to his neighborhood. These lights are facing towards his neighborhood. Did a vehicle back themselves down here to do something? And if they did, they would be right here. So I ask again, what was happening the night of the 25th? What was happening the night of the 26th? 669 days ago. When you light or illuminate this area, you reflect off the columbrium. You have a big open area that you can clearly see in the dark. Did something happen here? Was evidence laid here, hidden here? Was an exchange made here? Or is it possible, allegedly, Sebastian Rogers was placed here 669 days ago? My videos are to spread his awareness, keep his awareness alive, invoke thought, and bring us together as a community to find Sebastian Wayne Drake.
Allegedly, all of our videos and streams, all of the good content creators that are spreading awareness about Sebastian are there to spread awareness for Sebastian and his case to help get him home where he belongs, to his dad Seth's house. Prayers go out to Seth
Rogers. How did we get here? How did we get to this point? And what I'm going to do here is turn the volume down and go back and let this play. How did we get here? How did we get to here? The mob crew, Chris, and I started talking a few months ago. Back in May, I met the volunteer, the local in the town. They are both phenomenal people, great people. Chris learned I was going to go to the cemetery to check the dirt. You saw that search video. He asked, can we do some night tests? I said, we can do whatever we need to do to find, say his name, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Local joined. Another local joined.
Okay,
Thank
sounds
you.
good.
Our first time to meet her. During our day search, the local I've known since May says someone was recently buried just a few days before Sebastian goes missing. What if? What if? So that led us, as we did our test, to focus in on a specific area of this cemetery. And we had already done a test. But as you'll see, my
You know where to reach me, Linda.
bright lights go off
Contact
here.
me anytime.
We were doing them without the bright lights on. So look how lit everything is.
Lately, seems your career depends.
And right here, you see that? So what you just saw was me after turning the bright lights on. The columbrium lights, a space is illuminated. What happened?
Sounds
here?
good, Dan. Thank you.
So thank you for the local, for us to focus on this spot. Thank you to Chris, Mob Crew, for bringing us here. I just turned the bright lights on and illuminated this entire area. Could Sebastian Rogers be here? Disclaimer on the wall, it's alleged, it's in our opinion. As you know by watching the Mob Crew, we have reported this. We have turned in the evidence we believe. We are waiting on approvals to move forward to investigate this further. "400 yards from his home, 1,200 feet. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers."
Put green hearts in the chat, everyone, if you can.
Still missing. Could he be in this cemetery? Could evidence of
Justice
him
for
be
Sebastian Wayne
in this
Drake
cemetery?
Rogers.
What happened in this cemetery? Check out the mob crew as he will follow up, lay more things out. Started with these lights, and it brought us to Silver's on the scene, boots on the ground. You get to the scene. What do you discover? Thank you for your time. And as always, stay tuned. More to come. Say his name, Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers.
Well, you guys, I hope you guys liked the stream today that I had. Thank you to those who came out to watch my stream. Thank you for those that were watching from the bushes. Thank you to my moderators for being the best with helping out with my channel. I appreciate all of you guys. You guys are truly amazing people. I'm so happy with how far I've gotten so far because of you guys. You guys are helping me grow our channel. The reason how come I say our channel is because this is all of our channel. We're like a family here. For those in the bushes, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and also everyone in chat and everyone, please share my channel out into the YouTube algorithm. That would be very much appreciated, but it's never expected, but it does go a long way and helps. It truly means a lot. And until next time, everyone, peace.
Thank you for the live.
Peace. Love you all.